Well, I can put the camera.
I look good.
About
What
this.
is?
Yes. Now.
When I stop speaking, I freeze.
Okay, so I asked to tell about
It's
your
on.
story. Yes, I turn it on. You left the Lebanon after the bombing with 19 years old, and you told me about the bombings and the street. Everything was crashing down the buildings, and yes,
Yeah. In 1978, I was 11. They attacked, they bombarded Burj Hamud. Burj Hamud, where I was living, it's an Armenian town, small streets, very close buildings, about 3-4 story highs, especially at the time. And yeah, of course, cement buildings. Otherwise, we would have been burned. They threw non-stop bombings, 7 days and 7 nights. We were at the Red Chaussee, first floor, the street floor. The front part, there was a store. The back part, there was a yard, and close by buildings. We considered they could be safe in that area. The whole building went down there as the church announced very strong and dangerous attack is coming upon us. Everybody immediately in the shelter, and we got stuck over there with no food, no electricity, no water, 7 days and 7 nights, sitting on the floor, sitting on a wood chair, and you couldn't say every minute, you couldn't say every second, non-stop, like a rain. Non-stop bombings, and not a bomb after each other, but tens and more bombs after each other. 7 days and 7 nights, and huge bombs were falling over us. As huge and as much as bombs exploded, it got black, everything. The sky was black, thick, dark, smokes all over. We couldn't see nothing. We couldn't even see a shade. We could force our eyes to see something, nothing at all. And at that time, of course, the only thing we could see when there was explosions and the fire would go in the building. Huge fires. And till it sucks out. The explosions from the bombs, when the bomb falls right in the hallway and you're sitting next to it inside the Red Chaussee, the explosions makes the whole way from up to down, the fire like this goes in and the pressure sucks out. And I was sitting by the door right on my right hand. My father ran in. He wanted to see, before it got very dark, it's been a couple of days already, what's looked like by the door. He ran in, he saw the bomb coming. He got in, then the fire got behind him, and I was by the door. I went down. So it doesn't explode my... No, I didn't cover my ears. You shouldn't cover your ears. You shouldn't cover your mouth. It explodes your
Really?
tampons. Yeah, it explodes from the. It's extremely strong, strong explosion. Extremely explodes your. You can't hear nothing after. So you had to let your sound out. So it goes out the pressure. And I went down on my knees and he came to fire right on my right side and didn't touch me. Sucked out. And huge like that, full of fire. I saw it coming in and sucking out. And 7 days like that. After 7 days, they stopped bombing and the whole city ran out from Burchamud to repair it. They went to schools camping. People went and camped in the schools and to another city in Anjar for a few months till everybody repaired their housings, their stores, and all that. And we got back during Christmas for returning back to school at our housings. And the bombings were in August. August midday, you couldn't see nothing at all.
What happened after you flew? With whom you flew?
We didn't fly. We couldn't. The airport was closed. No roads. No nothing. They could stop on our way. They were gonna at my sister. She was like, was she 2 years old or not? Maybe she was a baby. And soldiers on the street. Where are you going? Where are you coming from? Why? No. Who is this? Who is this child? Where did you get her passport from? They weren't giving passports. She's not your child. We're taking her away. You can't say nothing. They kill you right away if you open your mouth. Would be bombs and all that. And eventually, continued bombings. Many times bombs fell on our schools, on our school buses. We ran in empty streets to get home with no glasses in the bus, although all the glasses on the chairs and all that. They stopped us on the way. They brought down the driver. They were gonna hit him as he was taking us home.
And
two times in front of my father exploded bomb as he was coming from work, right in front of him, and not a piece touched him.
good luck.
Yeah.
You survived all the war.
Yeah, we survived all the war.
And then
Lots
what
of people
happened?
around
What
us
happened
died.
after the war? Where did you go?
I was 16. They said they were giving visa to go to United States. And it was after years, people wanting to run away, nobody was giving visa. Everybody rushed to buy visa to go to the States because they want to run away from the war. And my father got visa as he had 7 children. He was the only person working, all students studying and paid the schoolings, clothing and everything.
Wow.
He took visa. Oh, somebody talked to you, don't get visa to everybody. They're giving out. They're gonna give any time from starting now. They give always. It's over. Once they started giving, they give all the time. So he went. He took it just for him because he's considering the expenses. That's why to buy to rent an apartment, to get a job and come back to get our visas and take. If he didn't succeed, he wouldn't have spent all that money for nothing. He's thinking how he's gonna be keeping the children and his wife. And he went. He got his visa. He went. 1 week after, they stopped giving visa. They never gave visa, never till now. My mother went to Cyprus to apply for visa. They left us at home. She went to Syria, to Damascus. She went back and forth. In Lebanon there is no embassy, no airport, no way to get out of that. And bombs are falling all over, scary. They took my brothers, 15, 16 years old, to hold the gun, big revolver gun, to sit at night till morning as a guard. And in the morning they come home, they go straight to school. They come from school straight for guarding, and the weekend they work. They couldn't have time to sleep. They couldn't have time to study. And our neighbor said, you know, my mother, you know, where have taken your children? They have put them to the most dangerous border. Get them out of the country immediately. And my mother, what am I gonna do? They suggested they're giving visa to Canada as refugee. There was a guy we knew as a distant relative. We wouldn't see him. It's like a miracle. He showed up and he said they're giving visa for you need $10,000 to get visa. And I don't even doubt who has sent this guy to get visa for $10,000. My bigger brother and sister were studying in the States as a student visa. They managed to get that money to send us. My mother gave him $10,000 cash, and he went. She's waiting. He took the money, he got away. What am I gonna do with my children and all that? He didn't come back. Eventually he came back. We were 6 left over there. He came back with 3 visas only. One of my brother was not good. My mother couldn't let him go. My 2 brothers, the purpose to get them out of the country. And my little sister was maybe like 9 years old or something, 9 or 11. She couldn't let her go alone. So there was left me to go away with my brothers with the 3 visas. To go to Brazil. That's how I remember the visa for Brazil. That's how I remember.
For Brazil?
Yeah, you have to go to London, transfer to Brazil. And they said in London, when you get there, you don't go to Brazil. And from London there is an airplane going to Canada. You go in the airplane that goes to Canada. So my mother put us in the boat and waved by. We're going to see my father from Canada to California, to America.
You went from Canada to...
That was the plan. To go to join my father. The whole family is gonna reunite over there. We went to Cyprus. Everything was arranged. We stayed a couple days at the hotel. We took the airplane. And my younger brothers, that's when I was young, 19. And that was the last time I said bye to my mom. And we went to London. They said, where are you going? We said, Canada. We said, where is the airport for Canada? The airplane, where do we get in the airplane to Canada? And the man who was working there, he looked at our pictures in the passport. He says, okay, that way. He didn't say nothing. He didn't probably look at the visa. We went in there. That's how we got refugees over there. As soon as you get there, you say refugee. 4 hours at the airport, asking questions. I'm gonna kill myself when you take me back. I'd rather die or never go back. No. And eventually, I happened in Canada. Then from there, they took me as a, how do you say this? They arranged to get me into United States. I got to stay there for 2 weeks. Eventually, I got deported from there. As I told you the story, I was gonna be elected Miss USA, and I was raped by a casino mafia.
How did you get into this mafia related?
Casino. I was in Las Vegas. All casinos. I graduated my high school in Las Vegas. I was married with the guy, and just to be legalized in the city till I get my green card. And it was arranged marriage,
Yeah.
but because I was married, I was loyal to him, and I wasn't planning divorce or anything, but he was being so bad to me that we had to divorce. And I got deported. He went to the immigration and said she married to me for the papers and this and that. She doesn't love me. We're divorcing. They deported me. And during that time, for the deportation, we were having troubles. I wanted to stay in USA. They started harassing me, people coming after me and all that. And somebody told me she knows a lawyer. She knows somebody who's big. You need a big lawyer. You can just take any lawyer. A lawyer who has a big capacity.
But why did you arrange the wedding, or what did your parents, your mother or your father
My
say?
mother was in Lebanon.
Uh,
My father was living in a very, very tiny room. And my sister and my brother was living there. We were putting on the floor. My brother put on the floor, he is the door to go out, the couch over here. We had to go over his foot to go to the bathroom, or we had to wait till he gets up to open the door, or my father goes to work. And in one couch I was sleeping this way, my sister this way, feet over each other. So I went to my uncle was in Las Vegas. I went over there till everything gets arranged, but that happened like that.
yeah. Wow. And yes. And then you got divorced after this hard time of a man who treated you really bad.
I got wrecked. I got wrecked because they were taking me. They lied to me. They're taking me to a lawyer. They took me in the desert and they wrecked me. And he tried to drive over me. And I cried for help. And that's where I started being harassed worse. The persecution has been started because people were coming after me, and things strange were happening when I was getting to divorce. And from there started all these things. At first, even though when I went to Canada, at first I thought people are like that, life is like that. But I'm looking around me, these people are not being harassed like that. These girls are wearing short like this, open like this. No guys is coming, no ugly bonges or homelesses are coming, putting her hands on her, making her feel dirty. I mean, this is not normal, what's happening with me. This is pre-organized, intentional crime harassment. It's been going on for over 30 years from country to different country.
Who is organizing this? But is it real, or is it just a feeling from you from back in the days when you?
No, it's real.
Why they want to harass you? Because of this divorce man, or they? What is their intention, or how can I understand what
Lots of
they,
things. Listen, when I first went to Montreal, they wanted to get me into prostitute. They saw a pretty young woman who doesn't have family.
Yeah.
She's alone. They wanted to hook me into prostitution. I never do that. Didn't do it. They want to hook me into drugs.
Yeah.
Didn't do that. And I don't drink. I was vegetarian, and I was doing ballet classic. It's not my characteristic.
Yeah.
And they started putting bad people around me, behind me. And it was very hard for a woman to be alone. You want to rent an apartment, look in the newspaper, you call, You go far, 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 cold, winter, far. You don't know where you go, this way, that way. You find the apartment. You go up. You knock the door. An old man, who drinks hashish or whatever, or drinks alcohol, that hangs down the skin like a hashish man at the old age, with no topless. The tummy fallen, the skin fallen, opens the door. I'm renting the wow. You scared the hell out of me. You ran. I ran away. I never walked through that road again. Never in my life. But harassment is over here. It's like guys, a lot of, especially I'm talking about Armenia. A lot of guys, they wanna take me. They wanna use me for money. They wanna see me tired, hungry, cold, to take me into Armenia, to use me for sex, and from there to sell me to other men, and started refusing me jobs, not that, raping me, putting sleeping pills and raping me. I realized that I'm raped when I went to gynecologist, and she said this virus you can have only by penetration, and I haven't had penetration at least for 2 years, and there was smell coming over me. When I woke up, I was sleeping at the Ameriani Vraya Tankarana. The treasure, Tankarani nici că no morța. At the museum, at Amerian, close to the Rabarag, when you get after Usain Bolt. I was sleeping in front of the door upstairs, and they have one of the day they have the guys who were coming, asking me to go with them. I wasn't, and I was going more up and more up, so they don't see me. And they have chased me, and they've seen I'm buying food from there. They have put sleeping pill in it. I've taken my food over there, eaten and fall asleep, deep sleep. They have raped me. I haven't even realized. And they kicked me many times on my head with foot like football. At least maybe over 30 kicks, I don't know. 3 times coming back and forth, not letting me take my phone, come back again and kick again. Every time I want to take my phone, my stocks on the floor, they come and kick again with their feet. I got 2 eyes swollen like this, bleeding head, broken bone, all my body blue. 4 days at the hospital, I was seeing nothing, blackout. I get up till I start seeing something to go to bathroom and come back, blackout, sleep. And I couldn't, when I'm lying, I couldn't get up from the pain. I would go like this, until I get up to go to bathroom. And every time I got up, I was dying from pain to go back, broken bone.
Who did this to you?
The guys right in the middle of Rabarak. 7:30 in the morning, Republic Square. And Marriott Hotel, I ran. When I ran, I went to Marriott Hotel because it's right, the only place I saw people that's open. He was gonna kill me. They didn't call the police. They said we have called, but they haven't, or something wrong in that situation. They said get the hell out of here. You can't stay here. Said he's gonna kill me. This is how you treat me. He's gonna kill me.
Who?
The guy who kicked me. He was gonna kill me. He said he was gonna kill me. He was very aggressive when he was kicking me. And
But you realized how they kicked you. This was in the part when you slept. You woke up.
No. I hadn't slept that night. This is another time.
The sleeping pill was
That
another.
was another time. That was a rape. But this is another time. But constantly things like this are happening. They're kicking me. That wasn't the only time they kicked me. They choked me one time.
You instantly need to go out of this. You need to get a bed, some safe place. No, you cannot sleep on the street.
No, you're right. But even though when I have an apartment, every time I get out of the apartment, cars can't follow me. They cut my way. They get off the car, come with me. I think where you going? Pressure. If I don't answer them where I'm going, where I'm going, I'm being harassed. Uh, Things that shouldn't happen, they're happening over there. If I tell them, it's like I feel like I'm obligated to give them answer. They leave me alone. They from talking to people, I've understand that a lot of them are mispaying money to harass me, to persecute me, calling them anytime. Tell me,
But
okay.
who would harass somebody from?
If somebody
I
has,
think maybe
if somebody has started to harass you from the beginning, and then they have put you in game as a gauge. Gage soxtuayt bet on you. If somebody has
But
bet
maybe
on
are
you,
different. Maybe they are different, or do you think they are organized together?
organized together, things that has happened in Canada, they should have no. That I haven't talked about it at all. Nobody should know. It's very private in the apartment with the roommate. Nobody ever should know about it, especially in Armenia. Those things they have taken around me, and everything they do, they come all over me. They know exactly what they're doing and where is the pain to scar it more. They know how or in what way they have tortured me over there, using those to harass me, remember me, abuse. And guys, a lot. Last night, how many guys came after me? They stalked me, bonjos, three homeless, dirty people, selling things coming over me. I took off my shirt and threw it and went and washed myself everywhere he touched. I feel dirty like that. For 30 years I'm washing myself for those people are making me feel dirty. Wash, clean, just to feel clean. I'm tired of spending money on soaps and laundry and washing and cleaning, and I'm tired. Somebody tells me, go be cleaning lady, I'm gonna kill him.
I hear this is one syndrome of people that have been raped. They have a syndrome of clean.
Every time they just feel like dirty.
And you speak a lot of languages. What?
5 languages.
5 languages. This is like in Lebanon you speak
Arabic and Armenian.
Then you learned English when you went to Canada and United States.
I learned English in Lebanon. Literature is in English. I think the camera is showing over there. Yeah, it's no more.
And what I want to ask something, but I forgot something about your life more. For me, it's very interesting to hear all the sad things. Very hot. It's very hot, but
the father of my children.
Yes,
I met him
yes.
as a refugee state. I had an apartment. I was being harassed. It's a student lodge apartment. I was feeling safe over there. That's why I rented there. And they rented right the door. This is, let's say, this is my door from the other side. This is my door to get in. This is the door of the neighbor. There is a hallway, another student studying music over there. And there is the bathroom. He has bathroom in his room, but these two, me and the other door where there was nobody, has to share the bathroom in the hallway and the shower, the douche, the shower, the bath, the bath, banyo. And over there was another room, a guy studying lawyer, and upstairs were different people. I don't know. I go from the hallway. I pass the lawyer. My bathroom is here. This is the guy. This is the door. Let's say in the corner, stuck to my door on the side. and they brought over there a guy to rent an apartment who was wearing suit, and he was maybe in his 30s. This guy was a cocaine man, was selling cocaine, working in he told me working in a shoe store, and he has a fiance, and he was very abusingly scary. He tried to get me into prostitution, tried to rape me, tried to get me into drugs with his fiance. I was disgusted from him. Every time I would come home, I was afraid. He hears the key, he opens the door, and he's completely naked. I'm afraid to go in my room. One time I slept in his room, and he took me to a place where nuns live. A room like this, there is a little bed and no place to move. And during those time I had met my boyfriend. When he knew what happened, and he saw where I'm living, he took my stocks and he took me at his home with his mother. And his mother started making problems. This is a refugee, what do you do with her? Let her go, na na na.
In which country was it?
Quebec, Montreal.
Okay.
And he wasn't like, I come from a very high class family, very well educated and respectful, honorable, and they're one of the lowest category families, and she's judging me that I'm a refugee. She should thank God that his son got a girlfriend like me. At the time I was doing ballet classic, and I was learning
Beautiful.
English. I was learning French, I knew English. And
Okay. Yes.
at the time I had long blonde hair. I was really tiny mannequin. They were gonna choose me Miss Universe, Miss USA, and that. I was really cute. When he saw me, he just fell in love with me. They had come for something else where I was, and they were trying to get money off of banks, off of other people's card, that. And I ended up realizing that he's alcoholic and he's drug addict. And when I got pregnant, he started beating me, and at the end he was beating the hell out of me.
He's the handsome.
My boyfriend,
The
yeah.
sorry. The guy, yeah.
And
With his mother.
his mother, no. His mother, one idiot. Stupid. No class, no brain. My boyfriend's father is being killed by his friends. Three bullets on his head, behind his head. And I knew that that's a problem family, and it was already too late. And I was already pregnant, and I was already involved emotionally with him, and I hated the city, I hated the country, I hated everything about Canada. The only thing I could hang on to was my boyfriend, no matter what.
And he got killed by his friends?
No, his father. My boyfriend was
Your husband
young.
or your boyfriend?
The boy.
My boy,
Okay.
we never got married because he was alcoholic. He was Ivroin,
What
not
about your
alcoholic.
children?
And how many children do you have?
Three. Three children. We waited many years before making children because I wanted him to be sober for 6 months.
What is kinshara?
Sober, no drink, no drug, for 6 months. And he tried 2 months, he didn't drink. 2 months, he didn't do drugs. He's a stupid mother cold. He wasn't seeing his mother because every time he sees his mother, he does drugs. His mother is stupid. She's a witch. He didn't like her. And during the time I understood why.
So your children's father died?
No, he is alive. His father has been dead when my children's father was maybe 7 years old or something. They killed him. His friends killed him. And he was brought up without father. He had one brother. When he was teenage. He needed father. He was happy to have a big brother, but he has find out that his brother is gay, and then he's been into disappointment, complete shock, disappointed, and then he has find out in the journals he has read that his father is being killed, not died naturally, traumatized. Drinking whiskey, drinking, having parties, having fun on the roofs, on the buildings. And at the school, he had a friend who has taught him. He was very cute, quiet, and nice guy. He had a school friend who has taught him to fight people who's aggressing him, to hit them, and he has learned to hit them, and he got very strong hitting. He can hit 10 people and nobody can touch him. He brings everybody on the street out. He sleeps them now.
What happened then when you got with him 3 kids, and then how does your family life look when he was treating?
They never seen me for 30 years. I haven't had family.
They took the
From
kids
the
from
deportation. The government has taken my children away from me
in Canada.
in Canada because they have used harassment over me, and their father didn't stand up for me, and I was a lone mother. I didn't know I had run away from abuses, and I got to a shelter where I worked in a garden, and the garden job was over and I didn't have place to work. It's a town, so I went to a little bigger town where I can have opportunity to work and raise my children. And in that shelter in the town, they came after me. They said, "You're an alcoholic." I never drink. "You're an alcoholic." I was even vegetarian when I met my boyfriend. "You're an alcoholic. You're not changing the pampers of your children." Lie, big fat lie. "You're not feeding them milk." Big fat lie. One of them I was breastfeeding.
Why did they lie? For what was? Why they said things like you, or did you seem in a way you could not go out, or maybe your boyfriend was drug addicted, so they say something about
They
you?
say
Or?
in Canada, in America, now even in France, I believe, taking children from their family is a fashion, criminal, money-making, children trade, merchandise. Lots of big money is going in that. Anything they see, instead of standing up for the woman who's good mother and all that, to build her life with the children, they do everything to distract it and take the children away, and then go accuse her things which are not true, and persecute her, chase her, to make their lies in the court, to say, didn't I tell you in the court? Now we have the proof. She's like that, but she's not like that. They promise at the courthouse, and then they come and arrest you. They send people over you to bring you in the situation that they're deciding for you to be like that.
Okay, so I have a question, and so I'm so sorry for this personal question. So your children, they are not teenager right now. If I'm not mistaken, they are just 19 and...
Yeah, they can come anytime they want to, but they're causing problem from there.
Why you don't live with them in Canada, or you just
I
can't
can't.
wait? Why?
Too much
But
torture.
they're your children, you just can't
No,
living with
no,
them
wait,
in
wait,
another
wait,
place, or...
wait a minute. I stop you there. Long time ago, I wanted to get away from Canada. I never wanted to stay there. From the minute I went there, I was refugee. I couldn't go nowhere. One time I got out of there, I went to United States. I got deported. My refugee papers were burnt. They shouldn't have accepted me back, but they restarted my refugee papers and gave me my right to stay over there, and they worked on my legal papers after burning first time. A second time they told me you can't even move from Montreal to Toronto till you get your immigrant papers, and they refused to give me loans, student loans, to go to university where I was accepted, and I had to work under the table, no work permit, far, freezing to death with summer spring clothes in the cold, damn cold winter, taking 3-4 buses, 3 different stations of metros from one side of the city to the very end of the other side, running in the cold, 5:30 in the morning, 6:30 at night, to work under the table. With what I ate was a lot of food you gave me. I used to eat something little to take with me, eat the whole day, and then go from work, run like freezing. My head would be red orange, freeze, burn to death till it warms up. Go to ballet classic. Ballet classic was close to my esthetician school. I tell you which school, Edith Soray in Montreal. And my ballet classic was in downtown on St. Catherine Street. So you can find out that I could walk from there to there. After I paid my school $4,000. The first it was 4,600 for the books. In the summer I got the books in English and in French. My French was I was just learning. I took my homework in French, learning from English, so I learned my French. The whole books, 6 books. I filled up all my homework during summer before starting the school, and I got A plus, the whole thing, and doing in French too, A plus, and the first 600 for the books my boyfriend paid. Everybody was amazed. How can he spend that much money? Because he loves her, and the rest $4,000 I worked my butt off under the table, and I paid the school, and I graduated.
Wow. Did you ever remember that you have good memories in people? I don't know, people who helped you in these difficult situations you have
Nobody
all
helped
your
me.
life.
Nobody
through?
had me. The only thing
But
when I was
I wish you would, because I think I see you suffering a lot of times. Or what do you say about the cold summer skirts in Canada? Did never nobody get noticed you during the work? Oh, she's cold. Maybe she have problems or
no, they don't care. They don't care because I wouldn't cry at the time. I was only struggling. I had purpose. I had to succeed. I had to have my diploma. I had to have my home. I'm gonna open a business in my apartment, in my home, in my housing. So when I have children, I'll be present in their life, not going to work and leaving my children behind. I was planning. Everything was, yeah. I'm working hard. I'm suffering, but I'm not living the torture because I'm not accepting to feel that because I'm gonna succeed but through this way. But then I realized when you succeed through a hard way, you never get to nowhere with it because you're always gonna live the hard way. All these things I didn't even just suffer. When you're going to school, you're torturing to get to your school and to back way back to from your school, and you're torturing to get that money to pay your school. Then forget, don't go to school, because your brain, your life, and your surroundings is programming you to live torture. It's not worth it.
understand.
Huh?
Wow,
You don't smoke, he smokes.
he's fine. Fine.
What's in this?
Yogurt. I think it's vegetarian.
Fraise, strawberry. That's what I wanna.
Fresa.
It looks like chocolate.
You speak
I don't like
Spanish.
it. I don't like in yogurt fruits. It smells so artificial.
Yes.
I don't like it.
This-
I like the real yogurt. Put sugar in it and eat. This, nah, I'm gonna taste it, but I know I'm not gonna like it. Yuck. What is this
Yuck.
yogurt? This is flour.
Flour?
Flour.
Artificial.
It tastes like a flour with the artificial taste of. Doesn't even taste artificial taste of strawberry. Something sweet but bad sweet.
хлеб зимний. Можешь это?
Ich hab alles.
Не,
Да.
не надо. Я сам себе дам. Окей.
What is your name?
Maral
Marel.
Melikian. My
Maral
father
Melikian.
had gold medal from Paris for top designer
Wow.
smokings, frocks, tuxedos, and he had diploma from Paris, another diploma from Italy, and another diploma from Chicago for design, custom made design. He was working in Lebanon at for the at the time he was alive for the chief of the presidents of Freemasons. His clients has been the top ministries and the richest people, and also the king of Saudi Arabia. And he sat on a table with the king of Saudi Arabia, right on his right side on a big bed table. They have put him on the right side of the king. And he went to America. He started with somebody who was using him, and then he applied for Beverly Hills with all his diplomas and all that. He worked at Gucci and then at Prada. And among his clients, James Bond and the genie, the witch, and all of the artists, the keynote stars, most of them his clients. He knows them. The king of Germany, the prince of Germany. You know,
Okay. No.
which part of Germany has a prince?
Doesn't have.
There is no king of Germany.
Prince.
But prince, yes, it could
Prince, not the king. The
But
prince.
I think there's
He
like
was-
official title. But it's not important. I know what you mean.
He's my father's client.
Right.
He's gone over there, and my father is, and he has left my father $700 as a tip, and he sent that $700 to me, all of it, and I, alone with my 3 children, I bought them toys, clothings for me too, for me makeup and clothings, for them toys and clothings, and I put few little decorations, and I took them out for a restaurant. I rented Kino for Christmas time, all alone, crying. I called home. All family were gathered at the table. They were happy. I'm sorry. And I cried. Me and my children are alone. We want to be with you. And that was the last time my family gathered together for Christmas.
Which year was this? Do
My
you
children
remember?
was young at the time. And probably around 2004 or something, or 2005. They were very young, my children. From there on, there had been no family gathering for Christmas or for whatsoever.
Same.
And my father died, I couldn't see him. I was waiting to go to see him. I tried many ways. I haven't tried to go behind the border of United States through the fields and all that. My car stuck in the mud. There was nobody, all alone, big open field, and I had to get the wheel off before the gas finish, and nothing around it. I could die out there. And then there's a place this big, you have to bring the car and turn over, not falling down, go another way, stuck in the mud, put a stone behind the wheel, take it out. All the car was mud. I eventually got home. On the way, right before getting to the big highway, there was a old place for gas. I put $20 gas in it, and probably it was, I don't know what kind of gas was that, probably mixed with water. They should have get me home and leave a lot of gas in it. I was 3 hours drive probably, and on the middle of highway, half hour before getting home, my car stopped in the middle of highway. I pulled it in the middle, and I hitchhiked somebody. I gave him a few dollars to give me with a gallon gas, bring me, He went with the money, never came back. And then another car came behind him. He got me the gas for free. And I got home and I had my car washed and everything. And they took my license away. They knew the story because I'm trying to escape from Canada to go in United States illegally.
Which license? The travel? No.
Driving license. They said you have to pass your test every 6 months.
Oh.
Come on, fuck you. Every 6 months you have to pay for that and go through that hassling. It's not life to live.
And
Forget
so
it.
your father died in the United States one day. And which part of the family is now where?
Mostly in LA, California, Glendale. 2 brothers in Las Vegas and my little sister in Virginia, Washington, D.C. They were high grade students, 99, 100% students. And my little sister went till I left Lebanon, till she was 9 or 11 years old. Her end of the year, every note you get 100%, English 100%, Armenian 100%, grammar 100%, history 100%. At the end of the year,
in Lebanon they learned Armenian?
yeah. At the end of the year, the whole total of all the subjects was 100%. She never had 99%.
Wow.
She was bright. My old brother was too like that, very, very bright.
You're the only one relative in the family who is now outside of United States?
Yeah, I'm the only one who's outside of the United States. And my uncles, especially all of them, my cousins don't talk to me.
Why?
They think they don't know me.
Why?
Or they pretend.
What?
I don't know why, but they
Since-
give excuses which are not justified.
Since when?
They're afraid from something. Even my cousin, who likes me a lot in Lebanon, she told me they don't let me talk to you. I'm going to Kesap. I'll meet you over there in 1 month. I'm going there. I went there. They didn't leave me 2 days. They got me away from there, and they said you shouldn't talk with Arpine. Harassment, Sally. She was very pretty when she was there. People used to call her Miss Universe as pretty as she was. Her husband was abducted during the war and killed, and she got harassed a lot. And she told me, now you know how dirty Armenians are.
Because she's a lone woman now.
Her only son, he got married to a Lebanese Arab girl, and he doesn't like Armenians because they know what they do when they see you alone, a woman alone. They don't protect you. They don't honor you. They harass you. They torture you. They're very big dirt. They use crime over you. They adopt you. I don't even doubt that her husband was abducted by Armenian bitches. I don't even doubt that they're the one who killed. She said no, she was abducted from when she was coming from Damascus to Lebanon. She was abducted from the terraces in Lebanon on her way to Beirut. Probably it was organized, or probably that's a story they told her. But there should be something more. Yeah, during work things like that was happening a lot. But then again, I don't trust the story of Armenian people. They have done to me very, very bad things. Very bad things. And especially when we were young, we were bright. My father had good job and all that. Was to dress my mother nice and all that. My aunts were jealous, and they started by jealousy ruin our reputation and family. And when my cousin went in the club of Armenian secret կուսակցություն ինչ կսեն
Ինչին?
կուսակցություն
Party.
secret party
Political party.
political secret party she put, and he wasn't good in school, he was really bad. They started harassments and ruining our family. I don't even doubt from there everything started. I don't even doubt my tickets to go to Canada, to go to United States. We never succeeded. It's been organized by them to keep apart the family. I don't even doubt it.
Who wish this?
The Armenian party, Armenian club party.
Well, for me, you seem like before the war story, like a princess from
Yeah.
yes.
I was a saint.
Yes, and then what do you would say? Where would who's responsible for the way you have been gone through the
I cannot exactly tell you, but I doubt, because when I went to Canada the first year, it was before Christmas. At the time my uncle was there. He took me to an Armenian club organization for a Christmas party, and I saw there my school principal. He said, "You're here." He told me, "You're going to America." I said, "This is America, this is part of America," but I couldn't tell you which part because they told me not to say to nobody. I said, "I should have known that you're going to Canada. I would have never let you come here."
Why?
And he was from that party, Kusaktsaganer, Homet Minadani. He was from the same party, man, that they have persecuted me in Lebanon every time I went back. He knew something.
It's a political party?
It's a political party, and he was the member
Political
of the
culture, political cultural party.
culture.
What they are doing, or why they persecuted you, or what does he mean when he said to you that he
Started
never
by
let you-
jealousy. Started by jealousy, because my cousin went into that political party to be a member, and her mother was very jealous. When she's jealous, she ruins you. She ruined my cousin's life. That Armenia was very, very pretty, and everybody was afraid from her. Everybody used to laugh at her because she was a stupid dictator, and she was like, she doesn't like nobody. She only wants everybody like her, but she wants to step down everybody. And her son is in Armenia now. I never asked about him. If he probably heard about me, but if he knows really I am here, he kills me. He arranges to ruin my life forever.
Why so much pain, so much suffering? This world seems so unfair when I hear these stories. What do you think it might happen that your relatives could maybe want to connect to you or care about your
I wish.
your how you are now? What do you're suffering, that you are in, that you need help now?
They don't care. They throw me on the street.
What,
Where my
what do you
cousin told
think-
me to see me over there in Kesab. My grandmother has left a heritage to my cousins, to my uncles, that one of my cousins has bought it. I went to that home in the garden, and he had another home up in the village, and he didn't open the door for me, and I laid in the yard on the couch. He said, we're Belgian, you're American. I have no profit from you. I don't want to see you. I don't want to take care of you. Get away from here. and they put the police after me, threatening me to get away from there, and I could never see. And told me you will not see your cousin, my cousin that hates Armenians because of what they've done to her, and she's the one who told me, you see how dirt is the Armenian people, and she's Armenian, I'm Armenian too. Now you understand how dirt they are, she told me. I know.
What do they think what you have done that they be so heartless, so cold?
Nothing. I was young, pretty, nice. They, by jealousy, they wanted to put our family down, to knock our family down.
But
And
they
this
succeeded.
immigration,
Why
and
you're
they succeeded because there was war, and immigration plans didn't work. They thought they could use the situation to get me in hand, to use me for business gauging, for whatever, for everything, and ruin our family more. I got proportionally got away all the way to Las Vegas, from the harassment to Montreal, and every fucking shit you can say. My children's father, his connections were all dealers, drug dealers, and all that. And from there, I got a lot of Harvads on there. It's a gavak in Harvads.
She had some problem from there.
And when I got here, Andrei Harvadsner Aster Davitsin, Aster in Libanon, Katsi Aster Harvadsner Ander
And
Davitsin.
I just have the same problem here and from in Lebanon also. And every time she.
And it's always the same game repeating, the same game. So it's very clear and vivid in front of you that it is intentional.
Wow.
And a lot of time I have the proofs that people are doing intentionally or sent by certain people. At time when they kicked me, at that night at the opera, I sat in a bar that opened till morning. I wasn't drinking, I was playing with my phone. It's still my phone, that's obvious. Just to get the light, so I go under the sun to warm myself. And there were sitting few guys, 3 Armenians and 1 Uzbek. And they told me, the Armenian guys told me, come and sit with us. I joined them simply, not to pretend that I'm sitting there without spending money and people throw me out in the cold. So to earn time. And the Uzbek guy said, these are bad, Armenians are bad, they're giving me money. And I go, what the hell is talking about Armenian? You kick the hell out of him. He's knocking down the Armenians, sitting in front of you, you're not saying nothing. But when I got off of there, I understood that he was right, and those are the shits. They were saying they're from the security. When I got out, right in the Harabrak, these guys came after me, calling me my name and kicked the hell off of me to kill me. And they got my phone away from me. And 4 days after the hospital, they took me and they raped me with my broken bone in the forest. I was afraid they're gonna kill me, 4 guys. They obligated me sex and do this and do that. My shoes was open, broken. I couldn't have no step I can take with it. My bone broken, I couldn't breathe, I couldn't walk. They were trying to be nice and holding me. I was crying the hell out from the pain. Put me down, it's better. And they said, we're not gonna kill you, don't worry. We're just gonna have fun. Under music, every time I hear I feel bad. Ari modus mikana very loud in the car. I had to hear that song. And I feel bad every time I see people in other countries, they know that song and they're singing and they're proud of telling me because I'm Armenian and they know that song as if they're showing me that they know a song from my country. But I feel very hurt. I pretend, but I hate it. And a lot of these stories I've written to the prime minister, to the ancient prime minister, to human rights, to Kabida and Armenia. Everywhere they refused me and continued to harass me, and worse and worse. Eventually, they never rent me apartment. They left me on the street last time. It's been over a year and almost year and a half. Every day they refuse me to take a job, and then they come and tell me, "You're pretty, you're a young lady, go work. Go work, you're young. If you have a work to place me in normal work, come and propose me and get me to job. But next time you tell me you go to work, I'm gonna cut off your tongue." 5 years I've been walking all over Armenia looking for work and being refused. And I'm singing for my money to live up. They come, "You're a young woman, go work." I'm 52, 3 children, never seen my children, never seen my family, never had Christmas, never had bed to sleep in, never had a warm place, always cold, years after years. I'm crying. You come and tell me, go work. If this is the way I'm earning money, you're gonna, what do you want from me? Kill me. That's it. I think you should let that girl here listen all these videos.
Oh yeah.
Send it to her.
Yes.
So I
Send
don't
me the
talk over
videos.
again.
Yeah.
Yes. I would like to share
Yeah.
this.
And I will send to her, and I will inform her about this story. Every time I just check, she doesn't answer.
This way I don't have to repeat it over again.
Yeah. Can you?
Of course.
That's great.
What time is it? We're gonna
Yeah.
go home
It's
now.
7.
If you want to add something, but I think enough for today.
I too.